I keep forgetting this. Actually, I can't do it until I'm on live. So live chat. Everything's ready. All right, you guys already know Lindsay. She's been awesome. Eric was here for 3 days. Well, he's been here for a week. Ride or Dive on YouTube. He's been helping us out. You know, Eric. He's raring to go on scuba diving. So
any chance he gets.
Any chance he gets, he's here. And we have Mark Milligan here, and he's been here with us for the past. Well, we've been with him for the past 3 days, searching for his brother, Harry Milligan. He's been missing since July 1st of 1984, correct?
Yep.
With that, we have searched, what all areas have we?
We have searched 9 ponds, 3 reservoirs, and 1 lake. And then we have another lake that we're looking at, but it's an all-day lake. It's 11,000 acres.
Rathburn,
yeah.
Rathburn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming to you guys tonight. Also, the community of Albia also on this. Mark has signs all over this county. As soon as we came in, we were met with a sign. You know, as you guys seen on the thumbnail, that's the billboard that's up. And Harry's been missing since July 1st, 1984, and 38 years you've been searching for him. Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind Harry's disappearance with doing that? We would like your guys' help on trying to find out different locations that we can search, and he'll continue with us. So,
like I say, July 1st, 1984, Harry was home from college, well, out of college basically, but home from college. Typical Saturday night in Albia, Iowa, town of 3,000 people. Went out for a 21-year-old, went out to have fun and enjoy the night and spend some times with friends. And basically, from the information that I have, he went out and had a fun time that night. And somewhere between 2 o'clock and 4:30 in the morning, he was supposedly dropped off by 3 friends at his vehicle. They saw him get in his vehicle and travel in a direction from the local library here in town, which he'd have been headed. He left there headed north. They assumed that he was, headed toward our home 6 miles away in Avery. And from that point on, everything, nobody's ever seen him again.
So with the with people being missing for so long, a lot of people tend to throw out rumors that, not saying this happened, but a lot of people say, oh, they were put in a barrel and filled up with concrete, threw off a bridge. There's a lot of hearsay. Trying to filter through all that, it's been quite an interesting 3 days. We've searched a lot of private ponds that, we're not announcing names, throwing names out there. I mean, I don't.
Like I say, as far as I'm concerned, most of the people in this area, they know the names, they know the properties, and it's all based on rumors. Rumors are fact. You don't know. I mean, that's kind of what we were doing with having you guys here, trying to either dispel rumors or at least, I guess the simple way to look at it is if I can't find Harry somewhere, at least I know where he ain't. So it narrows the focus down by being able to go to, all these places that have been rumored. I can clearly say at this point, everybody knows, I'll say it, Kate Comstock's property, the Maddie property, different properties that have been rumors over the years. Those were stories that had come up and that I've tried to sort out. Law enforcement has tried to sort out over the years of what is, true, what's rumor. I can say at this point that, hats off to those guys, the Maddies, the Comstocks, everybody else that has volunteered to let these guys come in and search their properties because I know where he's not.
I think that, you know, one, I think everybody who had been the property owners who, you know, Harry's been rumored to have been at, those people aren't necessarily even the ones involved, but everybody was incredibly cooperative.
Oh.
Yes, how can we, you know, come on, let's go. You know, they set up times with us, they talked to us, they spoke with us. So not only, like we had talked, you know, not only does it help you know where Harry's not and kind of put some of those, you know, foul play rumors to rest, it also kind of, you know, releases some stress from those property owners now as well. And you can move on and you can kind of start to filter through some of those things. And we even searched private ponds that had nothing to do with this other than potentially on the route home.
Right.
So it wasn't just let's go straight to the people that we had been told like, oh, they were part of this. We searched places.
We sat down in here.
Yeah.
You know, we sat here the other night. You know, the three of us basically, and Eric when he was here.
Yep.
And discussed different scenarios, different places where we knew Harry was that night by what I believe to be fact, by a person saying, hey, I saw this person was at my house or at this bar or at this location throughout the night. And we all kicked it around for a while and came up with, you know, a few other, like the last pond that we just finished searching. That was Jake and Lindsay's, you know, idea of searching this pond. And I hadn't, you know, as obvious it really was, I didn't think about it for years because sometimes you get so focused on the rumors that you don't look at everything else. And it was a pond where Harry could have just accidentally fell asleep, passed out, you know, whatever, and ended up in a pond. So, you know, not only did we, in my mind, clear all the rumors that, you know, have swirled this town for 38 years.
Almost 4 decades.
Yeah. You know, we got to a point to where now I know, you know, that those particular areas, you know, I mean, these guys have done such an amazing job that, you know, I can't thank them enough. But it's like I said before, I know where Harry's not, so now I can focus on looking at other avenues. So, you know, I mean, it's such a relief to me, you know, to be able to say, hey, I know now these have been done, you know.
Well, and I think, you know, helping you kind of dispel some of those rumors, but then we did what we do. You know, we went back to, okay, this is where he was said to be last, and then,
we did a 5-mile radius of the areas of concern. We went back and to as far back as we can go was 94. So we searched those ponds that were available back then. Some of the new ponds, obviously, we're not going to search because there's no reason to. You know, people were talking something about going to the river. Well, from what, we're not going to dispel that, but we're also not going to not go there at some point in time. You know darn good and well, and I have told you this before. I will be back. We will be back.
I know that.
You got me a little sidetracked on the emotional side. With coming into this case, we came into it knowing the rumors. We have no set in stone. We have no. It's just what some people would call rumor chasing, but it was for a purpose. We went out there, we searched. We even searched the places where the IDNR had searched before. Some people missed things. And I'm not discrediting the IDNR guy because obviously there was nothing there. There was nothing there.
And it's back to that simple thing everybody knows: 2 sets of eyes is better than 1.
Absolutely.
You know, and what one person could miss, another person could find. So that was a lot of it. It wasn't, you know, rechecking some of the places. To me, was not, you know, slamming anybody or saying, hey, somebody else don't want to know what they're doing. But you guys, this is what you do for a living, you know. That's why, you know, the people that reached out, that got you guys here to help me, you know, that was the whole purpose, to bring in a second set of eyes, to look at things, to look at places where, the DNR can't just necessarily go on private property and do things. I mean, it's been great because, like I said, I finally feel like, not only getting help from you guys and starting to narrow a focus, the last 3 days we've had absolutely great support from law enforcement.
They were flat out amazing.
Yeah. So I can't, there's been times where roads have been rough, with all of that. But I think everybody's on the same track right now and really focused on things. So, I mean,
I think this is also going to help you, mend some relationships and help you build that. And, I know that way you guys you're all seeing that there's a common goal,
right? And
that you're willing to, however you can get there to get there.
Words get so twisted over years of he said, she said, or I'm mad at so and so, and they're mad at me, and all that stuff. And it's so much rumors, and a prime example is Kate Comstock.
Yeah.
I stood out there, talked to him. We had talked before, and he's a super guy. But the help that he was this week with his property in particular. You couldn't beat the guy, and he's willing to work on a couple other rumors, with the property. Yeah. So, I mean, we got a great rapport going and a great rapport with law enforcement. I want to keep it that way. I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to point fingers. I'm not, only thing I can do is take what information I hear and try to sort through, you guys have heard it. We've sat and discussed it a lot. What's rumor, what's fact, what's not, what's logical, what's not logical, So, I don't want to point fingers at anybody. I want it to be just like it was the last 3 days of what it felt like to me, a group effort of, trying to reach a goal. Yeah. Trying to reach a goal.
There are a few people asking about, the facts of the case that So we know that Harry went out on June 30th.
Yep.
He was last seen early, somewhere between 2 and 4:30 a.m. on July 1st. His last potential known location was getting into it was a 1977 Grand Prix or Grand Am?
Grand Prix.
Grand Prix.
Size of a small battleship.
Yeah.
It's a big.
It's a 17-foot long car.
So he was last seen leaving the library in downtown Albia in his 1977. It was maroon Grand Prix. If he was headed north, then everybody's kind of under the impression that he would have been heading home 6 miles to Avery. That's the facts.
One of the ponds, that's always been the question is the Murray Rouse pond that is right on the Avery Highway in a bend. DNR has checked it several years ago. They've checked it, a year or so ago. I know these guys checked it, this week extensively. Even, there was some question over a certain area in that pond, and Jacob, spent. It seems like an eternity to me when you're standing there, but you spent a lot of time sorting that out and using his expertise to figure out, okay, this what we're seeing here is kind of an anomaly, but this is what it is, So I know for a fact, he didn't crash his car and his car's not in that pond. So, it's just things like that was just, it's amazing. Like I say, the last known time that Harry, I believe, from what I know, Harry walked out of that bar at the Waterworks bar at 2 o'clock in the morning with a friend, possibly two friends, and was seen another 20 to 30 minutes later by two other individuals. So at 2:30 in the morning, that was the last, that I believe anybody that information as I have, as far as that's the last time that, I can account for his whereabouts other than being dropped off at approximately 4:30 in the morning at his car.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who has reached out and told us about your case. And as we were helping, as we were traveling on our tour, Lindsay and I and Eric, we all agreed we need to come and help you. We need to try to bring Harry home. And with that, there was that Murray's turn right what, a mile and a half or 2 miles from your home.
Yeah, I would say somewhere around that.
If he was to have fallen asleep, could have crashed in there. There's nothing in there. I will put nothing in there. With doing that, we also searched the golf course pond, which is the Maxon Reservoir. We searched the reservoir, the
Albia City Reservoir.
Albia City Reservoir on both sides.
Yeah, two parts.
The golf course, we even checked in that pool, which really surprising was 11 feet deep.
Yeah.
We checked every single pond under question that could have related to who was with him that night. We did a lot.
Oh my
Miami.
God! I mean, I can't thank you.
Miami.
Lake Miami
and Lake Miami. We were nonstop from daylight till.
And one thing with, like I say, with Lake Miami, over the years, I think what you say, 2014 is all the information that you found. Everybody always told me it was drained. It was drained so they could do work on it. So there wasn't no sense of looking there. I mean, these guys went as far as finding good information to show that the lake was never completely drained. It was lowered to 10 feet.
Yeah.
So there was still 10 foot of water left in there when they did the work on it. I can now say I know Harry's car's not in Lake Miami. I mean, these guys, like I said, I stand there and watch, tried to help a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, you were.
I mean, these guys.
Trooper.
I mean, if you don't know how hard the three of these people worked to find an answer.
It's as humbling as it is to hear that. It's not necessary. We're here for you, and these people here support us to help you.
And I know why.
So
you guys do amazing work. I mean.
So, and that's the reason why I want to come to you guys and say, hey, if you have any information, if you lived in Albia, if you have any ponds in Albia that you want searched, or Avery,
anywhere in this 10, 20 miles surrounding radius,
please reach out to us. But do one thing: make sure that pond was at least made in 1994 or 84. We could only see 94.
Yeah.
Back, I don't have the program to figure out if that pond was actually there in 84, but regardless, if it was there in 94, we searched it. Just please reach out. There is a number to reach out to if you have any information, if you guys can remember anything about that night, if you can remember seeing Harry that night, or any recollections or a comment that was made, just please reach out to Mark, and he will. His book is like that thick of information.
And Lori has her own. Lori has her own.
Deciphers her own. But, and I appreciate it. Like I said, I have a Facebook page, dedicated to finding my brother, finding Harry Milligan,
Is it Find Harry Milligan?
I think it's Find.
I'll take it.
I don't look at it.
I'm so sorry.
I know, but I think it's either Find or Finding Harry Milligan.
I think if you just type in Harry
Milligan, you'll find the Facebook channel.
You'll find
it's actually Harry Dennis Milligan Still Missing, My Brother's Story is what it's called. So if you type in Harry Dennis Milligan, you'll find it. It's a group, if it's, just if out of interest, out of maybe having suggestions, it's like we talked about, and that was my main goal with the group, was to get it out to as many people, from this area, from Albia, from college where Harry went to college at. He went to Northeast Missouri State, an hour away in Kirkville, Missouri. Had friends there. I'm trying to reach as many people that could maybe help me piece together that night. Because 21 years I spent as a police officer, so I kind of have an idea how to do investigations, and a lot of solving crimes comes down to just being able to piece pieces of the puzzle together. And if there's a viewer that had moved away and went to wherever, and they might be from Albia or have a tie to Albia, share it, get it out there to them, because it's not out to point fingers, it's not out to do anything, it's just to find answers and bring him home. And
what I know, there's several people in here asking, what do the police believe? Harry is listed as an involuntary missing person, but that just means that he didn't go missing by choice, which doesn't rule out an accident or foul play. And again, there's been so many rumors that when Harry went missing, there's been different groups involved, different people, different scenarios, different everything.
Every
That
scenario you
yeah,
could imagine.
That there's never
I mean,
been, I think probably each person you tell the whole entire story to is going to have a different theory on what happened.
Sure.
So I don't necessarily know if the police or law enforcement ever had a,
you know, and I
think this is
understand.
what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. No, I
Because there's
you
so
know,
much.
I can clearly say that. I don't think they ever, you know, came out with a theory of what happened. It was the typical, you know, everybody theory originally was Harry was 21 years old, but had been out drinking that night. You know, most likely was drinking and driving throughout the night, and maybe at the end of the night, and crashed his vehicle somewhere. You know, either heading home, heading to a friend's, or wherever, and crashed his vehicle. So that was the primary focus for many years until, like you say, the rumor mill starts swirling, and pretty soon, you know, we're at where we're at today. You know, I will say, you know, I've talked with Sheriff Johnson recently. I've talked with Deputy Worth that's handling the case. They're doing what they can do, you know, and I, you know, there's been some confusion on, you know, what they can share with the public and what they can't, you know. I was law enforcement. I know they can't give details to the public. I don't want them giving details to the public,
right.
you know. So, you know, they are actively doing things. They're looking at things, and they're like me. You know, it's trying to look at each one of these, but at the same time, narrow the focus down. You know, to okay, what does become fact versus rumor, and you know, with you guys coming, rumors of this pawn, that pawn, this, you know, all these different things are now gone. So now we're down. You know, that focus is narrowing farther and farther down to finding the answer, you know, and yeah, I get it. Someday, 38 years, it's an answer that might never come, you know, this is still helps focus that, you know, to where we need to go next. And if we got to bring you back, I know you guys will come back, you know, I mean.
It may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, but I guarantee you.
Tomorrow.
Well,
We are here tomorrow.
We are here tomorrow. Yeah, we're here tomorrow. So the whole reasoning for this live stream was to bring out Harry out to our community as they have on the Facebook community. So just please, if you guys have any information, get a hold of us on chaosdivers.com. Finding
Harry Dennis Milligan, still missing.
Harry Dennis Milligan, and then or they do have the tip line. Do you have that number?
641-933-4405.
Please reach out to that. Just guys, if this was your brother, I guarantee you'd be doing the same thing. I know I would. And I commend you for all your efforts that you have done. And it's still not over. We're still coming back. We're still going to be working tomorrow. I want you to know that we're trying our best. And if it wasn't for you guys supporting us through the Facebook, you know, watching our videos, YouTube, and monetary donations, just thank you for that. It's people like this that we can help, and it warms my heart to know that you guys put your trust in me to help these people. So,
and I tell you, they work hard. I know one thing I do want to add, if I can, is I know there's a lot of people reached out to me about, you know, hey, are these guys in town? I want to meet them. I want to do all this. You know, yeah, they're chaos divers, but I tried to control the chaos because of the fact that, you know, everybody that's reached out to these guys and got them here, helped me get them here, you know, hats off. But a lot of it, I didn't answer a lot of that back because, like I say, a lot of this did involve law enforcement, did involve, you know, private property and those type of things, to where, you know, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to cause you guys problems or anybody else problems by, you know, I mean,
I didn't even have time to drink. How am I supposed to talk to people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. No, there's no doubt about that. I mean, these guys, I'm wore out. I mean, I thought I could hang with stuff, but these guys have worked their tail off.
The sheriff,
the
the sheriff deputy, when he came out with his side by side, and he's full uniform picking up my motor. He's full uniform carrying a battery to me. There's just so much effort
Even
with everyone.
yeah.
The property owners.
The property owners were like, come on here, let's hook this up and we'll get you out
Thank
here.
you
I mean,
guys, because that was like half a mile in some of these ponds.
Cade Comstock, you know, I mean, instantly right off the bat,
He's
he's,
like, I'll
he's
get the
helping
trailer.
getting
Yeah.
the trailer, and he's side by side,
Amazing
loading
man.
stuff up and helping, and
Ryan,
Ryan Maddie.
Same
I
thing.
mean, you know, I got nothing bad to say about anybody. Everybody was great.
Absolutely
I mean,
incredible.
I'm just super proud of the community who were supposedly rumored on these areas to step up and say yes. Let them come in. Let's knock these rumors out. And it's amazing that happened. And just think about it. If it was if it was your brother, you would want the same thing. He just wants to be found and brought home. And
it's all about closure.
So, are you? Would you like to add anything else on?
I think you guys have pretty well covered it, and all I can do is thank you. You know.
And again, we won't necessarily, so when we put out the video of our searches, any of these private properties that we did, it's literally going to be, you know, a little bit of the search and the sonar. We're not putting people's properties out there. We're not doing anything like that.
Respect.
In the video, we're not going to say this is whose property we're on. None of that. Again, a lot of these property owners now weren't even involved in it. Ryan and Cade weren't even alive.
Right.
You know, so that's just not something that we're gonna do. But thank you to all of them for allowing us to, you know, to help Mark and Lori and just provide some kind of answer as of right now that helps you kind of, you know, narrow down your scope while still, you know, you can get out, you can kind of, you know, get rid of some of that tunnel vision that you had for some of these places.
And
you know,
that's,
it
it's like I
helps you.
explained to you guys, you know, I mean, I know the goal was to find Harry. You know, it didn't happen in these 3 days. And you guys are going to spend a day here tomorrow kind of doing some things. You know, we didn't find him this time. But like I said, that was it. I've slept better the last 2 nights than I have in a long time, just because that focus, you know, is now I know where to focus at things, and I don't have all these, you know, wild things out there.
With that being said, guys, I want to say again, thank you so much for your support. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not be on the road, nor Lindsay, nor Eric.
Donate to these guys, believe me.
Well,
they work harder than anybody I've ever seen.
please continue to support the channel and allowing us, and thank you for allowing us to come and help these folks. Keep diving. It's not worth the stop, which means keep pushing in life. You know, there's somebody out there that loves you, and if you don't think they do, we love you, and I just appreciate you guys again.
Mark, thank you to you and Lori, you know, for your guys' hospitality and your compassion and being patient with us, because there were some times where I didn't want to function because it was so dang hot out, but you guys were incredible. Thank you to everybody who allowed us on their property, and then to Monroe County for all of their assistance. We didn't get pushback from anyone, and that's always so incredible. And I think that helped you.
Oh yes.
You know, it helped you. You know, just kind of like, okay, we're in the right track. You know, so and Jacob was freaking ridiculous these last few days. I mean, I don't know if he has any sweat left, but like, didn't stop.
No, absolutely.
And we started every morning at 8 a.m.
And
Jared
she's tough to get up at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person. Jacob did promise breakfast every morning, and that's what got me out of bed, so that was a good thing. But just thank you to, you know, thank you to all of you as well. But, you know, Mark, we're going to do everything we can.
I appreciate it. I can't thank you enough.
You guys,
You know, and you're more than welcome. Like I said, we got a charity event coming up on July 9th.
yes,
Going to have Jake McVeigh here on the square, vendors, the whole 9 yards. Come out, everybody. It's you know, it's a free concert. It's all about just maybe raising money and getting people together. Got a poker run, car show, you name it. So
And when was that again?
it's going to be Saturday, July 9th.
Saturday, July 9th on the square of Albia. Come out and support, you know, the family, the Milligan family, and who else is involved in this, so you guys can continue to.
It's all about, you know, trying to, you know, if it takes money to find answers, it's about trying to get a reward fund or money to, you know, to equipment, do, you know, whatever it's going to take to bring Harry home. That's what it's about, you know. I mean,
Well,
I appreciate it, guys.
If you would like to close it out tonight, just let them know how they can get a hold of you, and
You can find me on Facebook under, Mark Milligan. You got the group, which is Harry Milligan still missing. You can, everybody pretty much around Albia knows how to get a hold of me one way or the other. Message me, text me if you want to, whatever. Get a hold of somebody, whether it be me if you don't want to talk to me personally with information, the sheriff's department, 932-7815, I believe it is still, right?
Yes.
They got a tip line there, or you can call there and leave information there. It's all about just finding Harry. That's it.
And you can get a hold of us, and we can get you in contact with Mark as well. So, however.
Thank you, sir. Like I said, your family now.
guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep diving. It's not where to stop, and I'll see you later.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.